Kobe Bryant is widely known as one of the greatest scorers of all time. He hit impossible shots, won 5 championships with the Los Angeles Lakers, and truly changed basketball forever. But there is one thing people often overlook, and that is that he was a cocky kid. From no-look shots to iconic celebrations that spread across every sport, Kobe did not just dominate, he always made sure you knew about it. But how did he even become so good in the first place? And why did so many critics actually claim that Kobe ruined basketball because of his cockiness? Well, to find out, we have to go back to February 2nd, 2009. Kobe Bean Bryant was steadily ascending ever since the Lakers traded for him on draft night in 1996. From the moment he entered the league, he was labeled cocky. He chewed on his jersey after big shots, smirked after dunks, and stared down opponents as if he had already arrived. To veterans, this looked like arrogance. To Kobe, it was confidence. And on that night, he decided to step into Madison Square Garden and deliver a night that changed everything. By the end, he scored 61 points, setting a new record for the most ever by a visiting player in the Garden. He made 19 out of 31 field goals, 3 out of 6 three-point shots, and all 20 of his free throws. The Lakers won 126-117, and the New York crowd had no choice but to applaud. This was the same arena where Chris Childs had punched him in the face years earlier. Now Kobe returned and owned the Garden, glaring at defenders and snarling after every dagger, as if to remind them that the cocky kid had never gone away. By the early 2000s, Kobe was no longer just a sidekick. He had become one of the most dangerous players in the NBA. With Shaquille O'Neal, he powered the Lakers to 3 straight championships from 2000 to 2002. But it was not only the wins that stood out, it was his edge. He pumped his fist after daggers, held his follow-through until the ball splashed through, and smirked at entire benches. Early in the 2000 finals against Indiana, Shaq fouled out in overtime, and Kobe calmly took control, hitting clutch jumpers on a sprained ankle. That game showed the world that even as a kid, Kobe already believed he was the best player on the court. Defenders tried to answer. Ruben Patterson in Portland called himself the Kobe Stopper. Bruce Bowen in San Antonio clawed and grabbed to slow him. Raja Bell in Phoenix famously clotheslined him in 2006. None of them succeeded. Kobe kept torching Portland until the Kobe Stopper nickname became a punchline, and he laughed about it. He hit fadeaways over Bowen while glaring back. After Raja Bell's clothesline and suspension in Game 5, Kobe answered Phoenix with a 50-point Game 6, and then dismissed Bell as irrelevant. Even when opponents tried to physically fight him, Kobe rarely backed down. He would smirk, jaw back, and sometimes clap in their faces after draining shots. The media piled on, calling him selfish and arrogant, but the more they criticized, the more Kobe embraced the role. The cocky kid was not backing down, and every challenge seemed to make him stronger. After Shaq left in 2004, the Lakers were Kobe's team, and he unleashed some of the greatest scoring runs the league had ever seen. On December 20th, 2005, he scored 62 points in just 3 quarters against the Dallas Mavericks, outscoring the entire Dallas roster through 36 minutes. He sat the 4th quarter, smirking on the bench, a perfect example of cockiness backed by dominance. Then came January 22nd, 2006. Against the Toronto Raptors, Kobe scored 81 points, the second highest in NBA history. He made 28 out of 46 field goals, 7 out of 13 three-point shots, and 18 out of 20 free throws. He dropped 55 inches the second half alone. The Mamba snarl, the fadeaways over double teams, the way he raised his arms to pump the Staples Center crowd after yet another impossible shot. Every moment screamed confidence. The fans chanted his name louder with every basket. Commentators admitted they had never seen anything like it.
Gentlemen, you have witnessed the second greatest scoring performance in NBA history.
Critics exploded. They called him a ball hog, accused him of ruining team basketball, and even his coach Phil Jackson once wrote that he was uncoachable. But Kobe kept going. In March 2007, he rattled off 4 straight 50-point games, 10 50-point games that season, and 2 straight scoring titles. His footwork, his conditioning, and his refusal to pass in crunch time all became part of the legend. To some, it was selfish. To others, it was greatness. Either way, the cocky kid was rewriting what scoring meant. By 2008, the pressure was on. Kobe still had no title without Shaq, and critics questioned if he could ever win again. He answered with an MVP season, then carried the Lakers to the finals. The turning point came when the Lakers traded for Pau Gasol in February 2008. Gasol's arrival changed everything. He gave Kobe a reliable inside presence, someone who could finish plays and also pass out of the post. Together with Lamar Odom, the Lakers suddenly looked balanced, and Kobe had the partner he needed to chase more titles. In 2008, they reached the finals but lost to the Celtics. It was crushing, but it gave Kobe the hunger to come back even harder. In 2009, the Lakers returned to the finals, this time against the Orlando Magic. Kobe dominated the series, averaging more than 32 points per game, and finally won his first championship without Shaq. He was named Finals MVP, silencing critics who said he could not lead a team alone. But the story was not complete. In 2010, Kobe got his rematch with Boston. It went 7 brutal games. In Game 7, Kobe struggled to shoot, making only 6 out of 24 field goals, but he grabbed 15 rebounds, fought for loose balls, and willed his team to the finish. Ron Artest hit the dagger 3, and the Lakers sealed the title. Kobe secured his 5th championship, and him pointing to his ring finger as confetti rained down was the perfect ending to a decade of doubt. Even after those titles, Kobe's swagger never faded. He snarled after big shots, shushed the Portland crowd in crunch time, and glared at benches. In the 2009 Western Conference Finals, Denver tried to rough him up with Dante Jones and J.R. Smith. Kobe answered with mid-range daggers and trash talk to the bench, sending the Lakers back to the finals. In the 2010 Western Conference Finals against Phoenix, he hit the dagger and turned straight to the Suns' bench, roaring as he tugged at his jersey. That photo became one of the defining images of his career. Fans in Los Angeles saw these moments as greatness. Critics saw arrogance, but Kobe thrived on it. The cocky kid was not going to change. Even in practice, he would trash talk teammates, sometimes calling them soft or challenging them to keep up with his intensity. By 2013, Kobe was 34 years old and still carrying the Lakers. He was playing heavy minutes every night in a desperate playoff push. On April 12, 2013, against Golden State, he drove to the basket and collapsed. He had torn his left Achilles tendon. Staples Center went silent. But Kobe got up, limped to the free throw line, and calmly sank both free throws before walking to the locker room. It became one of the most legendary moments in NBA history. The Lakers made the playoffs, but Kobe could not return. Analysts called it the ultimate example of toughness. Players across the league paid respect. Even his critics admitted it was unforgettable. Kobe's season was over, and surgery followed, but he promised fans he would return. He posted his workouts, the ice baths, the grueling rehab. He turned pain into motivation. The cocky kid was now the symbol of resilience. The Mamba mentality became more than a phrase. It became a mindset adopted by athletes, business leaders, and everyday people around the world. Years of injuries followed, but Kobe was determined to finish on his own terms. In November 2015, he announced his retirement with his poem, Dear Basketball. The final season became a farewell tour, with sold-out arenas everywhere. He was honored in every city, from Boston to Philadelphia to Los Angeles. On April 13, 2016, in his last game against the Utah Jazz, Kobe delivered one last masterpiece. He missed his first few shots, but then caught fire. By halftime, he had 22 points. In the fourth quarter, he erupted, scoring 23 more, including the dagger jumper in the final minute. He finished with 60 points. He attempted 50 shots, making 22, and drained the clutch jumper to seal a comeback victory. The crowd at Staples Center lost its mind. Shaq sat courtside in disbelief. Celebrities, former teammates, and even opponents stood and applauded. It was the most points ever in a farewell game. Kobe pumped his fist, flashed the Mamba snarl, and smiled one last time.
What can I say? Mamba out.
Kobe retired with 5 championships, 2 Finals MVP awards, 1 MVP in 2008, 18 All-Star selections, 2 scoring titles, and over 33,000 points. He also won 4 All-Star Game MVP awards, tying the record. Fans across the world stayed up all night to watch that final game, and social media exploded with highlights, tributes, and tears. It felt less like a retirement and more like the end of an era.
Thank you, Kobe!
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 The cocky kid who once drove veterans crazy had become a global icon. He showed the world what relentless work, belief, and swagger could accomplish. So what do you think? Did Kobe Bryant's cockiness ruin basketball by making kids everywhere copy his fadeaways and contested shots? Or did his confidence actually elevate the game and force future players to rise to his level? Let me know what you think down below, and do not just tell me yes or no. Share why you feel that way, because every fan sees Kobe's legacy differently.